And this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 81. And in this video, I will show you how to upload any file to your server. I showed you on the last video how to upload just an image. And then we also want to mention that I've done this upload before, like way back, several videos ago. But I'm gonna do it again because I keep getting friends that who are actually following me, and they're like they still can't get it. So I'm gonna show them pieces. I'm gonna break this down in smaller files, which I'm also going to put in the description below. Remember I told you I'm going to do the txt, and of course I'll put it in as a PHP. This particular thing here, this is a global variable, a super global variable, which you can see in no matter how many pages you can call it, right? So it is often used for uploading files. It contains some information like the uploaded file name and the size and the file type, as you can see over here. These are the names that pop up because when you upload a file, it'll break it down into a separate arrays, and these are the pieces of it. Okay, it has this information that comes with it. Yeah, and then on the last video, because we were doing the images, we use this thing called path info underscore extension, right? And when you're pulling out the file, and that's because you only wanted the extension. That's all I wanted, because I wanted to make sure that I check for any image extensions like PNGs, JPEGs, and some other ones, JPEG and some GIF. That's all I wanted to check. But over here, we're going to be checking this too, like right here, this right here, the file name. But we're going to break it down because this gives you the actual file name plus the extension. It gives you the whole thing. And we're going to use the explode function to break that string into an array, right? So it breaks it down into two, and using the delimiter of the dot, right? So as I mentioned several times again before, remember how I used the isset right here? Oh man, sorry guys. Excuse me. And this is just to see that it's set, because remember, it's going to read the file name. That means it's going to be set. It's going to be there. Especially when you submit the form with the file name. So it uses that to check whether the variable is set, which it will be, right? It will be every time you submit a form and you have those names of each input boxes, because of separate elements, they will it will be set. It will get to the PHP that you're calling. It'll check, and this is how you check to see if it's there. See if it's there. That's what it means. And if it's not, it'll give you the no, like this. It'll give you that. Anyway, and of course, you know, if you wanted to, just want to make another point, because a lot of times I've done just this. But if you say, like, if you don't, like if it wasn't set, and you want that first branch, to be like to give you something else, or like if it's not set, like if it's not there, and to do something else, this is where you change it. So what you do is you go like this, put an exclamation mark, and right now you're telling it if it's not set. But we know it's set, and it's going to give you true, and it'll do everything that's within this curly bracket. Okay. And if obviously if it's not true, it'll give you false. Now, as you're going to be checking for emptiness, you're going to be checking for all this stuff. So let's get back up there. Right now you're getting that information that you submitted. Oh look, I got it over here. That you called, right? This is breaks down the files, and I just did this because I'm going to use this for something else. But if you do this, you're going to call each part. Now remember, when you upload a file, it's going to give you the name. It's going to give you a temporary name because it does give you a temporary name. Then it gives you an error if there is a problem with that file, like if it's corrupt or something. It gives you the size, so this way you can check to see if it's, I don't know, less than 10 million or less than, it depends on what you want, and it depends on the file. And it gives you the type. What kind of type is it? And we're going to be doing that, right? So then what I do is I take this file name, this particular file name, and I want to explode that file name using the delimiter. And this is what I meant by that before. You're going to use the explode, and then of course you're going to see dot, because file names are like, let's give it this dot JPEG, like that. See, it'll explode right here. It's going to say, oh, that. So that's going to make this a 0 and 1 and then an array. Remember, because all arrays is 0 index. This will be the first part, this will be the second part. And then in this particular thing, I want to make it lowercase, just in case some of the file names that you copy might have capital or lowercase and capital. I just want it completely lowercase, because I want to check within. I want to check that everything is also here. The extension will be actual lowercase, So if for some reason you copy something with a .png and there's in big caps, it's going to say, oh, no, it's not here. It's not here, so it's not allowed. Because PNG's lowercase and upper case are two different names. So in this case, what I do is I make everything lowercase. Now, see this N here? This N? Now, on the last video, we used that that extension. What was that name of that extension? The path info. How do we spell that? Let's see. That was path. Let's make that caps because I kind of remember that. Let's see this. What's going on here? Why is that? Okay, path underscore, not underscore, info underscore. Oh, here it goes. The 4 extension, see? And if it did that, it'll give you just the extension of that name, because we were doing it differently. But here we're using the explode because I want the whole thing, this whole thing. It explodes into this, and this becomes an array. Then I'm making everything lowercase, and the end, the lowercase will be the end part, right? End means that, let's put that back up there, jrp.png. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's say the things like this was entered like this or created like this, then this will make it smaller. It'll make it more like this. Obviously, you know that because I showed you this before. Let's take that out. And then it will take this right here. It'll break it down here. It says end means, give me the end of that. And it will only give you this. It will only give. So this is I kind of gave the variable file actual extension. Makes sense, right? Common sense. So the PNG will be in here. So now this allow is another extension that was created. See that thing that we talked about, path info underscore extension will give it to you automatically. Right? Put it in a variable, but I wanted to do it like this because I want to break down the actual file. It gives you more stuff to learn. So it gives you the end. This becomes the PNG. Now you create another array that call allow, and PNG is in there. And the reason why we're going to do this, we're going to compare this what is in here. So if you go that isset, we talked about the isset then. It said, oh, if it's not empty, obviously that file name is not empty, right? When you upload them, it's going to be a file name. And then here, this is the part right here. You're going to use the in underscore array. This says, in this array, do we have a PNG? Remember, PNG will probably be in here, and this will be the array. So what you're saying is this extension within this array, and it is PNG right there. So if it is, it gives you true, does everything from here on, right, down. Now you want to check for, remember, you want to always check for if it's set, it is, because you did upload it, it's there. That would return true. Now you want to check if it's empty for some reason, if it's empty. Then if it's not empty, that will be true. Then if this says, hey, this extension inside this array, that is also true. Now you want to check to see if there's errors. If there's no errors, you know that is true. Then you check within that and say, hey, is the file size less than, how much do I have here? 10 million. So if the file size is less than 10 million, that's going to be true. Then it keeps going. Now you're going to create a variable with the name of my upload, and that is the actual directory that I gave for you to upload your file to. And look, it says it right here. It moves the move upload, right? Function moves the uploaded file to a new destination, which would be here. This is the new destination. This is the name of the temporary file. Remember I told you that it creates a temporary name. It creates a temporary name right here. And this is how you do it. It moves the uploaded file, because now that you once you hit that submit button, that it goes through all this stuff, it's going to move that particular temporary file, which is the whole full. It looks weird too. And one time I was actually checking, like, to time it so I can look at it real quick, so I opened both of them at the same time, where they keep the temporary stuff in the, because I'm using a Mac, in the actual directory, so I put them together. I'm like, oh yeah, so it hits the temporary file, but it goes really fast, seconds, and then it gets loaded to the destination, what happened to be this. This here, this variable is the actual directory name, and as you can see, I got a / right here, right? Because basically, when you want to copy something to a directory, you will say this is the directory, and then whatever file name. Let's say PNG. Alright? That will be your destination, but instead of having it like that, you broke it down like this, and then you add the file name, the actual file name. See how you do that dot? Let's concatenate that. That means this will definitely become what I just showed you, which is file name dot. I'm going to put the extension, okay, like that. This will become this. Anyway, let's save this. Then, you know what, you moved it. That's going to be a true because you moved it. Then you're going to give a message. You'll say your file, which your file was uploaded successfully. It's going to echo 2 spaces because, you know, depends on where you are. Like if you're here, it'll pop over here and it'll jump. And then of course make sure that this jumps down 1 space. That's what that is. Please jump down 1 space. And then after all that, then you run your update table. You want to update that table with that information, right? Remember we talked about this, how you have a placeholder here, and then you're using the prepare statement. First you connect to a database, then you're using the prepare statement, right? Which is this right here, the variable, the query. That's what you put in here. And then of course you're going to do the bind, because this is your placeholder. See, that's file name here, email, and of course, where's that information? Well, it's going to come from here, right? It's going to come from your first name, which is that first name, and then it'll come with the email address. I could have done even extra, but we're going to keep it like that anyway. Then you do the execute function. Well, in this case, this is a object. Remember, you got that little one arrow. Then you run the method. In a function within an object is called a method, but it's the same thing. Then you're going to run this other method, and this method, what it does is once you execute this, which is this, get rid of, close it up. Then when you get down here, that's about it. See, that's your closing, your closing, your closing else. Remember when I said that if there's a problem, where is it? If you got a problem here, let's say if there's definitely a problem was, then it'll come here and it'll say, hey, you have a problem with your file. Oh no, that's for the file extensions. Over here, it'll come over here. That's the close of the curly brackets for this guy, and then this one has it. So it's a good idea to kind of do this, so that way you recognize what's the ending bracket for it. But if for some reason this array, there's a problem right here, let me see, where are we? Right here. If there's a problem here, like that is, let's say you, let me take this out. Let's say you wanted to, just do this, and you uploaded a TXT, that's when you get this message. You have a problem with your file extension. It spills it back up, and then you're going to go right back to the form. And you have to start all over again. That's basically it. Let's put this back anyway. Oh, yeah. And that's basically what that is. Oh yeah, listen, I want to make, we're going to do the test right now, because I want to show you where the directory. In the last video, I also mentioned this little border. No, that's going to be the next one. What was it? That will be the future. You know, when I did these videos, I did 82 first, which is this one, like what the border is. And then I decided, oh, I got to do 81, and which is what we're doing now. Just want to mention that on the last video when we were doing the images and stuff, or when I was doing, even before we did these border things, the color-coded them, right? I kind of added a class to some of the, get back to, see how you got blue here? But if you go over here, it's kind of like light blue, you know, see? You use you hover over it, and it gives you a different color. That's CSS. I'll show you in a second. But in this particular case, I wanted to show you this one, because I wanted to do, look, check this out. See how it kind of got a little bigger? In this particular case, you can use it like this if you want. So I gave you I changed it on some of them. See right here? I changed it on some of them. Right here. Don't mind this being overlapped, because normally when you do this stuff, you're not going to have borders like this. So it's always going to look good anyway, okay? You can move a few spaces down. This one we kept it. I just wanted to give you both of them, okay? And in this particular case, where are we? No, we're not. right here. See this? Give you this. So what I wanted to do is show you where it is. I know I'm going off a little bit, but oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Give me a second, guys. It's just like you're sitting next to me with training like that. Not a professional teacher. They got their ways. But if you come over here to the bottom of this CSS stuff, bear with me. I'm going to give it to you. All this stuff I'm going to give you, so you'll be ready. Oh yeah, how much do I do? Okay, right here. See? Box. See? This is the box. This gives you a padding which is 10 spaces between here and here, right? Then it gives you a background of blue, which is what it looks like right now. Then the transition is background color, and I want it for 0.5 seconds, or should I say milliseconds. I want you to ease in. Then you're going to say transform it to 5. So the background will give you the easing in, and this will give you the transform, that was the stuff that makes it grow. Which is transform. You see, this is the background, this is the actual this is the transition. We talked about that before. This is the transform. So we want to transform this guy right here, 0.5 seconds. And of course the color. We're going to go in easy. The background color, right? We're going to do 5 easy. We're going to go right from blue to red, and transforming this the way it looks now to the scale of transform scale of 1.2, and which is what makes it. So you don't need JavaScript to do this, because you could do a lot of this transition stuff using the CSS stuff. See, and if you go like this, it grows bigger. Just forgot to mention that the last time. Anyway, let's do the tests. So let's get down there. I just did that so I can show you the colors and the borders. Alright, so let's do, what do we have? Do we have anybody that we know? How about we say Millie. Then we're going to say her name is Rivera. Her email will be millie.rivera at, I was going to say AOL. We'll say Gmail. Do anybody still have AOL? Can somebody tell me in the comments below? Does it still exist? And here it could be anything, but I'm going to put my website. And let's put a little message. What should we call it? I need a new website for my pizza shop. I don't know. And then since we have this, remember in the last few videos I didn't have this, but I added it. I'm going to show you, because remember I told you the form type has to be, I'm not going to go look for it. It will have to be something like this. Like this. You have to make sure it's this. And of course, don't forget that the actual content of the form itself has to be multi-form, okay? Let's go back to this. So let's say I need a new blah 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 blah. Let's find a, oh no, by the way, let's find a file name. Let's find something like Go. I got GoDaddy. Right here. There you go. Your name. See, this is the name that I was talking about, the file name. So let's find New York City. What's your favorite cars? I like. Actually, believe it or not, I'm an American car. I love Chevys. I used to love Camaros and stuff. But I also like the Japanese stuff, like the Subaru. One of my favorite. I would prefer the Subaru, the WRX. Since I can do my knee, my hand kind of messed up and all that, I would like that GT because it has special stuff in it. So I'm going to say Subaru. Although Honda and Toyota is fantastic cars. Of course, that's a female. Millie is a female. And let's see, do we have everything? Yes, we do. So now we're going to hit. Now remember, we got this. We're going to hit the submit. And this is the one we're using. And we're going to submit. And as you can see here, it gave you error 11. I'm just going to read the error thing that's going to give you that message. Here it goes. Insert to database completed successfully. And then it dropped down to, 1 and 2. What is that? Spaces. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the actual directory to see if it got uploaded. Wait a minute. Should have been uploaded. Wait a minute. How about if we just refresh? Let's find it. That's the name. What was it called? My uploads. And there it goes. GoDaddy. GoDaddy. It's going to be in the database, the full database. I'm going to show you here, but I'm going to show you down here. So let's get down there. And then let's do view database. And here it goes. Millie Rivera. Millie.rivera@gmail.com. Of course, I always give my website address. New York City, female, and love Subarus. And plus, I would have had another thing here. Let me see if I can show you. If I went to, let's get down there to the contact form again, and let's go to, let's create a JSON file. JSON file created. Let's get down there. Would like to do it another separate page so I don't have to go back and forth like this, but I think this will be the last. Everything will be set, ready to go. And let's read it. Boom. Now I'm going to read it. So this is the JSON file. This is the type of file that you will send to a bank. Let's say if you was a brokerage or a bank or another company sending it information to another branch of the same company. This is what you will give. You will send this information, encrypted of course. You're not going to send it through, you send it to an email, you send it so they get it. And then what they do is they run they reverse this whole thing. And then they can dump it into their own database. But right now we're checking Millie. So we're going to go see where oh, there she goes. Millie. The ID is 8. Now because I deleted some stuff, some records. See, like right here, you got 7, you got 6, that's 5. You got 3. That means in the past I deleted 4 and 5. I also wrote something for somebody else which actually takes the whole database, reads it, and if you kind of deleted, let's say 4 and 5, and you want to make everything back sorted the right way with like 1, 2, 3 in that order, then you can read that database, copy it to another table, and making sure that the numbers coordinate with the new database, right? New records. So if you're missing 3 or 4 here, then that new database will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. But in here, I didn't do that, didn't care. So when you go look, there we go. Oh, I thought I would see the whole thing. I guess I don't have any. I would have to open up. I would hate to do that because right now, let me show you information that I do not want to. Let me see. You know something? I'll have another video talking about the actual database itself and how to create it, in case you haven't done it. Excuse me. Anyway, that's about it. Just wanted to show you that this is the one way. I did this before several videos back, but this is the one way to do it, and then you have that other way when you did the extension, which is a good thing. Anyway, we reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and learned something about it, give me a thumbs up and like a like, and then subscribe to my channel, and this will help grow my channel. In the next video we'll talk about something else. I'll let you know on the next video. Anyway, a good night.